webinar. Welcome to our eFolder Expert Series. This webinar series brings together experts from eFolder staff and partner community for a deep dive discussion on key services and technical topics. Today's topic is how to back up and restore Office 365 in 10 minutes. Today we are joined by Jonas, Sales Engineer at eFolder. Hi, Jonas.
Hi, how are you?
Okay, so let's first cover a few housekeeping items before going into today's agenda. Jonas, I'm hearing a lot of noise in the background.
My line is muted.
Okay. Okay, sounds like we're fine now. So first, let's go over a few housekeeping items before we go over the agenda. Today's session is being recorded. The recorded version of the webinar will be made available on eFolder's YouTube channel. We will also make copies of the slides available to those who registered for the event. With over 250 people registered for today's session, we have put all participants in listen-only mode. You can enjoy the audio portion of today's event by either streaming it on your computer or by dialing in over the phone. Today's presentation follows a logical flow. After introducing our guests, we will go over some market forces and discuss why we need to back up data in the cloud. We will then review the default retention policies of Office 365. Next, I will introduce eFolder Cloud Finder, our cloud-to-cloud backup solution. Jonas will then do a live demo to show you how to set up automated backups for Office 365 using Cloud Finder and how you can easily search and restore Office 365 data using Cloud Finder. While we have planned a special Q&A section at the end of today's discussion, questions are strongly encouraged throughout. You may submit questions as we go along. Now let me introduce Jonas. Jonas Robledo is a member of the eFolder Sales Engineer team, specializing in cloud-to-cloud backup and file sync solutions. Over the past 10 years, he has empowered partners to thrive throughout their software implementations. Jonas has been a subject matter expert for successful startups such as Lasso Logic and Packet Trap, and has participated in mid-market and enterprise campaigns, including Dell software campaigns. Jonas enables partners to maximize value from eFolder's award-winning products and services. Jonas, thanks for joining us and welcome.
Good morning. Thanks very much.
So let's get into our market forces. In recent years, people and organizations have been largely moving to the cloud. Last year, 2014, was the first year that a majority of the workload started to be in the cloud. And currently, about 80% of businesses have reported using at least one cloud application in their organization. So it's really no surprise that it is estimated that by 2018, businesses will be spending $180 billion on cloud services. In fact, today's businesses in the United States are already spending $13 billion on cloud services. Moving to the cloud has really unlocked many productivity benefits for businesses. Not only are employees able to access their work anytime while on the go, but cloud services have also made it easier for employees to collaborate together on projects. And this is not to mention that storing data and work in the cloud is more cost efficient. So the cloud is not a trend, it's a reality, and businesses will only continue to adopt more cloud applications. So why do we need to back up the cloud? Let's just start by saying because data is in the cloud doesn't mean it's backed up. Businesses are still at risk for data loss. In fact, a recent study done by Symantec found that 40% of companies using cloud applications have already experienced data loss. Why is this happening? While it's true that major cloud services such as Office 365 and Google Apps are highly resilient and reliable, and they guarantee the availability of their services to customers, they can't control how users interact with data. We have a white paper called The Top 5 Sources of Cloud Data Loss and Prevention that discusses this further, but basically, the main sources of cloud data loss are actually on the user's end. In fact, 64% of cloud data loss is the result of user error. This can include accidentally deleting or overwriting data. Other top sources of cloud data loss include hackers, closing accounts, and third-party software overwriting writing data. So because these things can happen, and they do happen commonly, having your cloud data backed up is one of the best methods of preventing data loss. And it's important to back up data in Office 365 for your clients because so much vital data is hosted on this platform. It's where clients keep all their email communications, contacts, and calendars. Clients also use Microsoft OneDrive to store business documents and SharePoint Online to host sites and files. Workflows would be interrupted if calendar items were overwritten or SharePoint Online documents that employees are collaborating on went missing. Having a backup and a quick way to search and restore data can help prevent not only data loss, but also workflow interruptions. Another reason data in the cloud needs to be backed up is, in a lot of cases, cloud applications have weak retention policies. Many cloud applications won't keep deleted data for very long, including Office 365. So now we'll take a look at how Office 365 retains customers' data, starting with Outlook. So Office 365 has 4 tiers of services: Business Essentials, Business Premium, E1, and E3. In Exchange Online, the retention policy is similar for all 4 tiers of services. If a user deletes an email, it will remain in the deleted folder indefinitely. However, if users decide to go and purge their deleted folder, which can sometimes be very tempting to do when you see that your deleted folder is getting really big, all the deleted items in the deleted folder will permanently be purged in 30 days. The problem here is that email is such a critical business application, and everyday users have the power to destroy needed deleted critical information simply by purging a deleted folder. If users later realize that they need deleted emails back, or if there's a lawsuit or an investigation and email records are needed, there will be no way to get that deleted data back. Microsoft, realizing that, does have an available add-on called Exchange Online Archiving, which comes included with the E3 service, the most expensive tier. For others, you can upgrade for $3 per month to get that archiving. The most important thing to note, though, is that archiving does not come included with most subscriptions, and that's something that is easily overlooked until a data loss situation occurs. With Exchange Online, once a user deletes an item from their inbox and empties the deleted items folder, only administrators can access the recoverable items. Unfortunately, by default, items in the recoverable items folder are purged after 14 days, but this can be configured to go up to 30 days. Once items are purged, they can only be recovered if clients have paid for Exchange Online archiving. Additionally, once a user profile is deleted, their data is only retained for 30 days before being purged. OneDrive for Business has the same retention policy across all 4 tiers of service. When a user first deletes a document or file, it will remain in the user's recycle bin for 93 days. After 93 days, it will move to the site collection recycle bin, where it remains for another 93 days. While in the site collection recycle bin, only administrators can recover deleted items. There is also no add-on retention available for OneDrive, and all data is purged 14 days after a user profile has been deleted. In SharePoint Online, the retention policy is also the same across all 4 tiers of services. When a document is deleted, it will remain in the user's recycle bin for 30 days. After the initial 30 days, deleted files are automatically moved to the site's recycle bin, where only site administrators can access and recover them. Then, files will remain in the site recycle bin for 93 days unless a site administrator purges them. After those 93 days, it moves to a second stage recycle bin. Once files have been in the second stage recycle bin for an additional 93 days, they will then be permanently deleted. And like OneDrive, there is no add-on retention available for SharePoint Online. So let's briefly summarize the default retention policies in Office 365. In Exchange Online, deleted items are only recoverable for 30 days without archiving add-on. In OneDrive for Business, deleted data is permanently purged after a total of 186 days. And when a user profile is deleted, data is permanently purged after 14 days. In SharePoint Online, deleted data in sites is recoverable for a total of 216 days before it is permanently purged. There is also no retention add-on available for OneDrive and SharePoint Online. So now I want to briefly introduce a solution for backing up cloud applications, including Office 365, from eFolder called Cloud Finder. With Cloud Finder, data from major cloud applications such as Office 365, Google Apps, Salesforce, and Box are backed up to the eFolder cloud. Cloud Finder for Office 365 includes backups of SharePoint Online also. Backups are automatically performed 3 times per day. The eFolder cloud acts as a secure second site backup where data will always remain. It's also really easy to search data that's backed up, and anytime a restore is needed, Cloud Finder can directly restore items back into Office 365. It is very common today for organizations and their users to employ multiple cloud applications. So one of the biggest benefits of Cloud Finder is that it can back up and protect multiple cloud services at once. From one interface, administrators can manage backups of multiple applications. Cloud Finder currently backs up Office 365, including SharePoint Online, Google Apps, Salesforce, and Box. We also have other major cloud applications that we're currently working to back up. What Cloud Finder backs up within each application is anything that users could accidentally delete. So one of the features of Cloud Finder is its safe haven backup. For security and compliance reasons, the safe haven storage is tamper-proof and cannot fall prey to careless or malicious user data deletion. The data is backed up and lives safely in the Amazon S3 cloud. So even IT administrators won't be able to go into Cloud Finder and delete data. Once the data is backed up to the Cloud Finder service, all items are indexed and searchable. Administrators can search across all applications that are being backed up by Cloud Finder. The search can be very general or refined as well. Search results can be sorted by date or relevance. They can also be narrowed down to specific users or grouped by type. The powerful search and discovery features are meant to help administrators quickly find the data that they are looking for. Not only can administrators easily search for data, but the restore process is also quick and painless. Within search results, administrators can choose to restore individual files, or there is an option to do multi-select for bulk restores. In most cases, restores will go right back into the production application, or the restore can be performed to different users and even into different apps, say from Box to Google Drive or Office 365 to Google Drive. For documents with many revisions, administrators will be able to select the version they wish to restore, whether that be a previous version or a newer version. From a reporting perspective, all backup jobs are logged and their statuses are clearly noted as in progress or completed. Detailed logs are created for all administrator activities, ensuring security and transparency. Data backed up to Cloud Finder is encrypted when in transit and at rest. SSL secures data in motion, while 256-bit AES encrypts the data in the storage cloud. Cloud Finder also earned important privacy and compliance certifications, such as Trustee and the EU Privacy Directive. To summarize, Cloud Finder has unlimited retention for the data it backs up. So again, even administrators won't be able to delete any data from an organization's Cloud Finder. Having Cloud Finder as a backup solution could be really helpful in preventing data loss in case of situations like accidental deletions, which happens commonly. It is also helpful in preventing data loss from employees leaving a company because sometimes data is destroyed along with closed accounts. Some businesses might also be bound by regulations to keep their data for a certain period of time, but it's also good to retain files and information in case of any legal inquiries that might arise. So now that we've gone over what Cloud Finder can do to prevent data loss, Jonas will soon show us how Cloud Finder can be used to automate backups of Office 365 and how you can easily search and restore Office 365 data using Cloud Finder. But before we do that, let me check to see if any questions have come in. Okay, so Jonas, we have a question. Can data in Cloud Finder be exported if the client decided to stop using the tool? Do you want to try and answer this?
Yes, absolutely. The data, all of the data, and we'll demonstrate this shortly, can be restored to the SaaS application, whether it be the original one, Office 365 that you got it from, or maybe another service as Carmen mentioned, Google or Box, or you can select export, which will zip up the data and allow the user to download from Cloud Finder, and that link will always be there, so you can download it again and again if you wish. Great question.
Great. Let's see. So we have a question from George. Office 365 E3 doesn't need extra backup. So when we discuss the retention policies, actually if you have the E3 service, you have additional retention for only Exchange Online. So there is actually no additional retention for OneDrive or SharePoint. Therefore, the data in there aren't backed up, even if you have E3. Let's see. Okay, and we have another question. Will Cloud Finder work with Rackspace Exchange? Jonas, do you want to try and answer that?
Yes, it does not. We only work with Office 365. Rackspace Exchange, Intermedia, those solutions, I classify them as hosted Exchange or Cloud Exchange. It's not Office 365. So Cloud Finder does not support that. We only support Office 365.
Okay.
Well, maybe more questions will come in as we're going along, and then you can let me know, and we can stop. Let's make it interactive. I should just get started so they can see some of the things we're talking about.
Yeah, sounds good. Let's go ahead with the demo. So, Jonas, do you need to be made an organizer to be able to share your screen?
I'm not the presenter, so if you just click on my name, it should say Make Presenter. Right now, you're a presenter. If you maximize, yeah.
Got it.
Okay, super. Thanks, Carmen.
Yeah, thank you.
Very shortly, you should be able to see my screen, and I'm going to log in to Cloud Finder. Cloud Finder has a very easy learning curve. It's very powerful and simple. As you can see, there's only 5 buttons on the left-hand side. So it's limited in scope. What it does well, it does it easily, and it's very powerful. Very low maintenance on the administration side. So let's walk through very quickly and show you how the features work, and then we'll go through an exercise that we've mentioned. First thing, I'm going to jump directly to settings because the title of the webinar is Backup and Restore in 10 Minutes, so I guess I'm on the clock. Backup is easy. That's going to take 30 seconds. All I have to do is click Add Service and then submit my Office 365 administrator email and password and decide if I want to back up SharePoint as well, and then I click Submit. Once that's done, the settings will appear as they are here. I've already added this in the past, of course. This is our lab environment. So it displays my administrator email address, and if I want to change this, I can just click on this link and update the email address. These are very handy checkboxes. Allow Cloud Finder to add administrative account. So we've automated some of the settings that you need to configure on Office 365 to allow Cloud Finder to back up. There's 2 settings that you need to make in Office 365. I can show you those a little bit later if we have time. But here we can just checkbox and have it done for us. So here you can, another checkbox that's useful is to automatically add new Cloud Finder users for backup as they're added to Office 365. You can select which services you wish to back up, whether you want some of them or all of them. It depends on what services you're selling to your customer, what offering you want to give them, or what their needs are. Very similar for some of the other platforms. As you can see, I've also got Google configured here and Salesforce. They're very similar. But in today's demonstration, I'm going to concentrate on Office 365. At any time, if you have questions, please don't hesitate to type them in the interface, the webinar interface, and we'll try to answer those as we go along. One last thing under settings, you can add users here, and these are not users that you're going to be backing up. Rather, these are users that will administrate this application. So these 3 users can be administrators. They can search and restore for any item that's been backed up, or they can restore any user. We'll walk through that. I wanted to cover settings first just to demonstrate how easy it is to add Office 365 for backup. Now let's return to Dashboard. Dashboard just gives a high-level view of the last timestamp of the backup and the status, and which services were backed up during that event. As you can see, or as you have seen throughout this Cloud Finder interface, there's always the search boxes available. So at any time, you can just jump right to any query. Remember, this is full text search. We're the only solution that indexes the data. So in a moment, when I search for a term, you're going to see that the results come back very fast. We search the title of the object, the metadata, and any plain text that's available, so we scrub the documents as well. So it's a very useful tool for mining your data, for discovery, electronic discovery, any case numbers, record numbers, any string really. It's easily brought back for your results. So just to complete the dashboard discussion, here you have a gadget which shows the latest backups and restores. And earlier, based on the question, exports, right? These are the data sets you want to download, so you could download any of these that have been done in the past. And I'll show you how to select for export. Finally, a small pie graph gadget, which shows the types of objects that are being backed up. Each one of these is hyperlinked, so if you click on it, it'll just go to all of the documents, for example. So I'll click there, and it takes me directly to the search results. So it's selected here automatically. You can narrow down your search by any date range you choose. I'm just going to choose one arbitrarily. Go till here, and as you can see, it narrowed down the results. I can select any number of items here, or all of them, right? All on this page, or all matching this query, or select none. And then I just go to the action button, and I have 2 choices. The first is restore. This will restore the data back to the SaaS platform, whether that be Office 365, Google, Salesforce, or Box right now, or in the future, as Carmen mentioned, we're developing more connectors. So Cloud Finder is more of a backup and archiving platform, and it's future-proof because we'll just keep adding the most popular storage applications connections going forward, and we'd never lose the data. We never delete any data, so it's a great archiving tool for years to come. So let's choose the restore interface just to show you the UI. Here you choose which service you want to restore to. And then next you choose which user you want to go back to. I choose the user, and then I name my folder. I also want to show you what happens when you choose the export function. So this process has been initiated, and we can look on the reporting gadget or on the dashboard to see when that download link will be completed. If I click on any result, notice I didn't say select, because that would probably make you think about these checkboxes. If I just click on any result here, then I get kind of a preview if I can. We show the plain text that's available. You're also here in this preview mode, able to restore the data as well. You can download it, and then you can choose your version, as Carmen alluded to. This view file link, if you click on this, then this action will be logged. So Cloud Finder also has a rich logging history to help you with managing any compliances that you want to see. So I'm just going to click on this, and it displays any of the. This is a PDF file, so this is the plain text from the PDF file. Just jumping back to the top, I'm going to hide these details and then hide the advanced search. I'll choose, well, let me clear this first. Clear. I just want to demonstrate here that we can filter by user that's available. And then this field is called collection, but it really can be thought of as folder. So we're also the only solution that can restore an entire folder. All you would need to do is find the desired folder, and then select all, and then you'll be restoring all of that folder's content. That goes for OneDrive, SharePoint, or any of the email boxes for any service. So it's really handy, very handy filter here as well. All right, let me, before we actually perform our restore, we'll just end on that. We'll look at the user's interface so you can see how to restore an entire user. When you click on users, you select your service. I'll choose Office 365 here, and then I'm going to, again, click on, instead of select, this decides what users you want to back up. So leave it checked if you want to keep backing up. But if you want to select this user to get this context, you'll see the information regarding it, but you're able to click on this Restore User button. So for any date you choose, you can restore to whichever, for any date you choose, you can restore the entire user's mail, OneDrive and SharePoint, or any and all of it if you wish. And then again, you choose your user that you want to restore to. It will appear, and then name your folder, restore folder. And so now this will appear as folders under these services. Finally, I want to show you the reports. They're very straightforward. This shows the most recent backups, their timestamps, and here, if you click on this, you'll get a little more information about what did not occur. So in this event, these were partially completed, but on the very next backup, it was completed. right here. We've already covered settings, so let's. I'm right at 10 minutes, and I think a little bit over. So let's go through our exercise. So I'll just type the word partner, and I'll choose document. So getting started as a new Cloud Finder partner. So this is the Office 365 SharePoint. I will select it, and I will choose to restore. I'll go back to that service. I'll choose this user. I can choose any user that I want to. And then we'll call it webinar Wednesday restore. Okay, this is just a confirmation dialog. And then we're going to click here. Your restore was successfully initiated. View your dashboard to see when it's done. So it can take a few minutes. We'll give it a look here on the dashboard. First, I'll look at the export that we made. So this is pretty consistent. This was created a few minutes ago, and now I can download it, those items. Let's take a look at it so you can see the format. Here you can see it's named Office 365. I think you can see that in the bottom left-hand corner of my screen. So it's going to be a zip file, and when I open it, it will be whatever. It will be in the format, its original format, I should say. So while that's downloading, let's go over to Office 360. Restore to make sure, confirm it's completed. It is completed at 11:34. My time is 11:34, so it just finished. I will go over to my account. I'll log in there. Office 365 here. Sign in. Trouble signing me in. I'll get a new browser. Okay, so SharePoint appears under, it's called Sites as the app. I'm sure you're all aware. I'll click on that. I'll go to our team site that we created. So here's my webinar Wednesday restore. So these are all the documents that I just restored. Excellent. This can also be viewed. If we go to the site, we go to site contents. You can see it's listed as a new item here. Are there any questions on any of this? I know we ran through it very quickly, but I didn't name today's webinar as being 10 minutes. But it really is that easy, that powerful, and very low management time, as you could see.
Yeah, Jonas, so Todd is asking, can you do granular searching and recovery on email? So maybe we could show some of the refinements in search.
Excellent, excellent. So let's go to the search interface, and then we just jump straight to email. You can search it as a type. And so now here I can filter down by user if I wish. Which user? Let's choose this one. And then let's see, pricing email, I guess you could say. Then we're going to go action, restore. It's a very similar kind of interface or process. This would be single email Wednesday. And then that confirmation dialog. I hope that was fast enough. And of course, you could refine this by, narrowing down the date, for example. There we go, 6 items. Great. We also have the snapshot feature, so it's very useful for disasters or like the crypto lock situation. You could basically select all the data up to a certain date and then restore it at once. So let's check the dashboard here to make sure that that restore completed. You should have another one listed, and it says it's done at 11:37. I'm already logged into that account in Office 365, so I'll go to Mail, since that was an email. And that would be under More. Here's the inbox folder structure, and if I go under More, I should see my single email Wednesday right here. I hope that helps. That makes sense.
Great. Todd, sorry. To answer your follow-up question, can you search using a subject or keyword? The answer is yes, you can. That is exactly what that search bar on the top over there is for. Okay. So we have a question from Simon. Can Cloud Finder be used to migrate from one Office 365 platform to another?
Absolutely. So that would be the case of if you go to Settings. I'm already backing up this domain, advisetechsupport.onmicrosoft.com. But if the company that I'm backing up for has multiple domains, I'm going to have to add a new service. So just go again under Office 365 and click Add Service. So you would just add the administrative address and password and SharePoint URL for that other domain, that other company, I guess you could say, that you're migrating to. So both of them would be connected here, right? They'd both be listed here, okay? That would be step one. Then step two would be you'd go user by user and select each one, restore user. Then you choose. See, I only have one Office 365 here, but if you connected two, they would both appear here. So you'd choose your destination Office 365 and then select all the services. And then proceed. Restore to whichever user. Does it make sense? I hope that explains it.
Yeah, that was great.
It wasn't designed. It wasn't. Sorry to interrupt. It wasn't designed as a migration tool, but it functions just well. It functions very well for that purpose. And as you can see, if anytime I search for anything, I mean, in my email box, I actually just use Cloud Finder because it's much faster than the Outlook client, the search results. So if I'm looking for my own email, I happen to be an admin, so this turns out to be much faster than searching Outlook. And I know exactly what data was on. I can go look it up or whatever I need to do. So it's another unintended benefit. It's not even designed to do this, right? But it works really well in that function. Same thing with account migration, service migration. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, that was great. Darren asked if Cloud Finder has multi-tenancy, and I believe the answer is yes. Jonas, do you want to elaborate on that?
Yes, it does have multi-tenancy. I'll show you that in just a second. But here I wanted to just demonstrate the export. I exported this information, and you could see that I just get down to the raw information, the raw version of what I restored. So let's show the multi-tenant view. So I'm going to log into my partner view, and this is what, if anyone's an MSP, value-added reseller, or system integrator of that sort who's going to be reselling Cloud Finder services, the first step you want to do is set up your partners. Click on this partners link, and then fill out the form, sign up. Just fill this form out here, and you're going to be able to log in. So I'll log in and show you. So in the partner view, oops, that was a back button by me. In the partner view, when you click on accounts, you can add all of your customers here. So this would be customer name, and then check if you want an offer resale account. So then you continue, and once that's done, it appears as a hyperlink here, and then you can click on it, and you can add administrators for that customer, and then add services here for them if you wish. So here you can see all of your customers as a list here. And then you have your overall dashboard of how many accounts are being backed up. The settings are very similar. And then you want to make note of your partner ID, because you can roll out trials to anybody. All you have to do is send them to cloudfinder.com and say start a free trial if you want them to. You can also set it up for them yourself using this partner UI that we did. Add account, same thing as going here and starting a free trial. Hope that explains the partner view. Any other questions? I'll just go back to the search and restore interface.
Yes. So Ryan asked, if you restore a user, does the restore overwrite the entire mailbox or only restore items missing from the active mailbox?
That's a great question. So Office 365 and Google do not allow what I want to call destructive restores. So it will not allow you to overwrite live data, so there's never any risk. You always have to restore to a subfolder, a folder that you create. Remember, during this demonstration today, I was naming those Wednesday restore folders. All the data must be restored there. Then if you want to drag it over to your regular inbox, you can. None of the services, any competitors out there, overwrite live data. In Office 365, Microsoft doesn't allow it. So it's always to a separate folder, and so it's a non-destructive restore. It's a great question, though.
Yeah, perfect. And Randy asked, where is the data stored in Cloud Finder? Who owns that data, and is there a backup of that data?
Great. So currently, Cloud Finder is hosted on AWS Amazon servers in Ireland. There's 3 Amazon centers that it's there. And there's multiple copies within each data center. We are in the process of migrating all of that data to our data center that we own, that is our data center in Amsterdam. That project is estimated around 50% complete right now, and it will be complete completely in Amsterdam and out of AWS, Amazon, within about 3 months.
Okay, perfect. And we do have a couple of questions asking whether users will be able to log into Cloud Finder and restore data. And specifically, P. Vaughn is asking, what is the security over administrators in your partner portal, not wanting all employee administrators to have control over all client accounts?
Right. So currently, it's a great question. Currently, Cloud Finder is an administrator's tool only. It doesn't, when you search and you show email, it's everybody's email. So there's no end user interface yet. It's in development. It'll be released later within the next 12 months, I would say. So with regard to the partner portal, the partner portal is the only one that can see any of that information or any users that belong to that partner view. Every user here that is in this particular customer called advisetech.com. That's just my MSP that I made up. I'm sorry, my customer that I made up. Every one of these users is an admin and has equal rights.
Okay, great. And we do have two questions, both asking what is the format that mail is exported as?
.eml. It's the same format that. What I mean to say is, excuse me, all data is restored in the format that it was backed up. So it's .eml, and can be opened by any mail client, like Outlook or anything like that.
Okay, great. All right, so we have some questions about pricing. Did you want to elaborate on that, Jonas? I believe we charge per user, per application, per month, correct?
That is correct. So if one person has a Google account and an Office 365 account, that's 2 Cloud Finder licenses, even though it's one person. It's like you said, per platform, per email address, per month.
And it's 30 gigabytes of storage per user, correct?
It is 30 gigabytes for storage per user, but that is pooled. So if you bought 100 users of Cloud Finder, you would never be charged for space usage if you did not cross, approximately 3 terabytes.
Okay, perfect. All right, so it seems that we've answered most of the questions here. Jonas, I really want to thank you for coming on and doing this demo with us. And I want to thank all the attendees who came on today to our live webinar. So I want to remind you that after this webinar, the slides and the recording will be made available, and they will be emailed to you. And, thank you for showing up. I hope you all have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.